Right, let's try that again. um, yeah, I just tried this on a 3v3, and the game instantly crashed. Yeah, like literally on
Local units.
sorry, we do get resources like supplies on the map in this, don't we? Or do we not? I'm gonna say not.
Warehouse complete.
I'm gonna say definitely not then. I thought we did. Fair enough.
Got it. Turret complete.
Yeah, I just completely didn't even load in.
Local units.
I wanted to see if this is even possible on
Warehouse complete.
playing as the Covenant, because the main reason why we survived as the UNSC is because the UNSC just
Turret
has some
complete.
really good vehicles, like as simple as that. We don't get an up button. I'm just so used to
Complete.
pressing it and fucking seeing something happen. Yeah, there we go. That's
Hall complete.
maybe going to be an issue. The reason why I was thinking Covenant might be okay is because Hunters. I feel like this scales on difficulty, right? I feel like this is being nerfed down to normal difficulty. I feel because I don't think we would have been able to do that otherwise.
Warehouse upgraded.
But yeah, it's kind of cold here, and I could turn the heater up.
Warehouse upgraded.
I could just like kind of strain my computer a bit. You know, I could just push my computer a bit, and that's more us. You know, they both act as a heater. Jesus fuck, these guys are cringe.
Citadel upgrade complete.
Yeah, I got a new. Oh, I really want a summit though, because I think we found out in the last one. I think I go summit and warehouse. I know that's like a fucking crazy idea, but I think we do. Yeah, I got a new heater. Old one broke, and I think I think it might have maybe killed one of my crabs. I had some strawberry hermits, and I think
Complete.
one of them might have died because it got too cold. I think,
Units.
which obviously is
Local
not
units.
good.
Reactor claimed. Local Local unit.
they are a bit more sensitive to that sort of shit. So I think that might have been what happened.
Engineer ready.
So I was a bit worried when it was like completely random, but looking online, they are a bit more sensitive to that sort of shit. And unfortunately, sometimes stuff like that does happen. We are sort of update on the continuing saga of Pond. Yeah, it's going really well. I have everything completely, like, it's filled. It looks kind of shit at the moment because it's all muddy water. The problem is it's filled before I put the fucking liner in. Is the main problem. I think it's going to be a boss wave then.
Research.
So, man, it feels good to you know what I mean? It feels good to to actually see damage happening. Not like that though. Like, come on.
All units.
That's quite an issue, to say the least. And that might just be us dead. But yeah, the pond is now completely full of water, and there is absolutely no possible way for me to measure it to get the fucking liner sorted.
All units.
That's gonna suck. Cringe.
All units.
And so we've kind of decided that, you know, instead of ordering, man, I probably should grab that though, shouldn't I?
All units. All units.
Yeah, instead of ordering essentially a giant liner with enough for the new grab tank and the pond, we're just sort of looking at ordering like instead of like a soft rubber liner, sort of looking at getting like a.
Turret complete. All units.
Yeah, no, we're gonna be fine there. Yeah, sort of looking at instead getting a like a hard plastic one. And sort of making the crab tank now because it also frees up some room in terms of all the fucking plants that I bought expecting to you know, I bought all these plants expecting to have them put in the crab tank, and yeah, that was at like the start of winter. Sorry, the start of summer, and now it's most definitely not. I fucking hate doing this.
Engineer ready. Local units. Local units.
We are gonna get
Engineer ready.
the Hunter upgrade pretty quickly, I guess. I mean, 10 minutes isn't very quick, but you know, all things considered, we did have to deal with a fucking scarab in like the first 6 minutes, so
Local units.
you know, I'm not going to be too hard on myself that it's taken this long to get Spirit Bond Assault Beam.
All units. Local units. Earthright research. Easy enough.
It fucking sucks that we didn't get State of Grace.
Local units.
We're probably a few seconds off with that scarab. But, oops. But yeah, I ordered. I mean, the fucking mangrove trees that seem to have not liked it very much, shall we say. 2 downstairs. There's 1 downstairs on the. I don't like that it lagged. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna.
Assault beam research.
Because I think the only things that spawn back here are infantry.
Turret improved.
And so we should probably do something like that up here.
Local units.
I'm just gonna
Local units.
look away. Supplies are really important in this because
Destiny.
I don't think we can get any new.
Turret improved. Turret improved. Local units.
You know, at least that's what it felt like. We couldn't get any new bases
Local units. All units.
when we played this the last time. Could be wrong.
Needle research.
I can never remember. Is it?
Research. Local units.
What do banshees normally get? I can never remember if it's normally sacrifice or normally repeating cannon. Because I kind of.
All units.
It's a lot. Maybe vampire. Maybe. Yeah, I'm just kind of looking forward to actually being able to fucking see all the crabs that I own. You know, it does kind of suck. Because they've got the
All units.
they've got a heat pad on the front of the tank at the moment, and even then, it's
All units.
not actually that warm. It's just kind of England moment, really. But yeah, they've got this big fucking heat pad on the front of the tank, and you know, it kind of covers the tank. That's a problem.
Defense gauntlet. Research. Followers. Research. All units.
Do we go for the?
Stasis drained. Research.
Surely the brutes have got this. I don't. It's not going to do anything though.
All units. Of course.
Because like last time we did this, instantly, got like as soon as this got destroyed and the 30 seconds were over, it just instantly
All units.
what? Yeah, it just instantly got like rebuilt as soon as the timer was up. So I'm not I'm not really too bothered. I'm looking at this, and I'm realizing that no, I can't really get rid of it, can I? I would have to do something incredibly fucking dumb to be able to free up this slot.
Beam rifle research.
We should be fine here. So Wolverines, yeah.
Research.
Just gonna get a couple more engineers. I would have to max this out, which is just the
Turret
gauntlet
complete.
left. I would then have to delete this, rebuild it as a vehicle foundry
Engineer
even.
ready.
And then I would have to like once I rebuild this as a foundry, to then research everything
Turret improved.
and only then be able to replace this with another hall. And I don't know, it seems kind of dumb.
Boost research.
I really do think
Research.
it's like incredibly retarded to even think about it. I'm not entirely sure if I'm fairly sure at least. If you lose the temple, you lose like everything, right? It is repeating canon, which is good. I like that. I think that sacrifice
Complete.
is just a bit shit. Also, I can't remember. I think this just ends at half an hour. Yeah, I just don't like it. I don't want.
Heavy shield research.
I don't want. Oh god, is it raining again? Yeah. Oh well. Yeah, I don't want my like I don't want to rely on the. No, it is. You get sacrifice anyway. Okay, I just don't think it's very good.
Shield of
Because,
the
like,
Forerunners research.
I would rather just have something that keeps it alive rather than something that makes it slightly useful in death. You know what I mean? Like, I could just.
Overdrive research.
I would rather it live and be able to repair it, because that way you don't have to retrain it, you don't have to wait, you don't have to spend the resources, you can just
Vortex upgraded.
train some engineers, you know what I mean? I do feel like if this was on any higher difficulty, we would be fucked. Assuming that this actually does scale with like the difficulty setting. I'm
Sacrifice
fairly
research.
sure that when we sort of tested it on the Judgment Edition mod, I'm fairly sure that we
Vortex.
decided that it didn't scale off of
All units.
like the actual difficulty settings that you pick. It was just like flat. You know, there was no damage bonus or negative. Oh, we do seem to be. I just don't think we should be doing good. You know what I mean? Like, Scarab 6 minutes in, and we're
Harmonious digestion research.
just like kind of chilling. You know what I mean? The Cobras are going to be not really an issue for us.
Turret improved.
Say they would be if they had the Y ability, if they could actually lock down, if they could,
Engineer ready.
you know, if the Cobra could do what the Cobra is good at, then it might pose an issue specifically to the Scarab.
Vortex
Fuck did.
upgraded.
Don't ask questions. I don't think the choppers get. Do they? I'm fairly sure that's the end, right?
Plasma modulator research. Engineer ready.
I'm just. I think. Like, what are we missing? We've got just bulk. We've got anti-vehicle. We've got the sort of anti-air turret on the top, and I guess just like all around damage.
Autocannons
So
research.
I guess like anti-infantry, but at the same time, we do kind of have anti-infantry. We don't.
Enemy engagement.
Maybe we do need anti-infantry because of these. Maybe I'm just gonna get 5 Jackal squads just for the sake of it. But at the same time, should I be worried about the big air units? Should I be worried about other things? Should I just get some fucking wraiths? Should I just get like a wraith and 2?
Complete.
Yeah, go on.
Stabilizers research.
And that's everything. Okay. So we are missing out on one thing, but if I'm being honest, I'm not gonna lose sleep over that. We should almost certainly be fine.
Wraith prepared.
Like, I'm not even really, you know, I could.
Stop them in their tracks. Show us way. Freeze them.
Do that because then you get the big AoE, and I mean they don't need healing anyway. But like, you know, you've got eyes. You don't need to tell me that I need to micro. I think we've actually gone to the point where I can do that. I mean, I've got 10,000 fucking supplies. I've got 3 scarabs, almost 4 scarabs, just in reserve. I don't really think that I need, the 6th technically warehouse. I think that having a shield is just better.
Shield generator complete.
I mean, that's like the first problem that we've had, and it's
All units.
targeting the turrets, which does kinda suck, because
All units.
at the same time, like, that was not that bad. You know, considering the fucking Uber unit just waltzed up into our base and completely ignored thankfully ignored everything.
Turret Turret complete.
took out 3 turrets. Oh no. You know, it's hardly... Oh. These things do seem to cause a bit of lag. I feel like it is just the
Turret
drop pod
improved.
units. But like, I mean, we've got engineers and they're not even, you know, healing anything. And so, I don't know, I call it less balanced because, you know, it throws a scarab at you in the first fucking 6 minutes.
Turret
It's less
improved.
balanced in the sense that you are less likely to get here, specifically. But I feel, I don't know, both of these,
Turret complete.
like both of the wave-based survivals have kind of felt like that, where it's like if you get past a certain point, you just kind of win, which, you know, is kind of hard to balance things, you know. Just there's no reason not to. There's
Turret
can I
improved.
even spend 15,000 credits or resources, even fucking Empire at War? 15,000 resources in 5 minutes, less than 5 minutes. It's just not gonna happen.
Leader temple complete.
So realistically, what's the point in having warehouses? I might as well just make sure that if they do send more Uber units, I can just very safely, like, if they start attacking my base, what are they going to do? Nothing.
Shield generator complete.
God.
Base under attack. Age
Oh.
of reclamation. Research.
No, I think that was just a rocket that missed. You see what I mean? Even those things, those are like, I don't want to say scary, but, you know, they're kind of a threat. And,
All
yeah, we just
units. All
took
units.
them out.
Good as dead.
I'm just going to confirm for myself that these are actually sort of not worth touching.
All units.
I'm just going to let the wave spawn in case that's the trigger, and it doesn't matter anyway because there's a 30-second timer.
Base under attack. Enemy engagement. All units.
You know what I mean? Even if it was that this gets sort of rebuilt on the base thing, I mean, we'll see in a couple seconds. Yeah, it just gets rebuilt on the base timer, which
All units.
is fair, you know, it is understandable, but it does mean that you are kind of forever locked into one base, I guess.
All units.
Like, yeah, we lost some units, but
All units.
did we really lose anything important?
All units.
Even if we did, I mean, you know, Is that Scarab really going to die the next 30 seconds that's got left? Probably not. Maybe on the yeah, because I think we just win in like 5 seconds, right? No? Okay, it might be.
All units.
I
Chopper ready. On it.
All units.
okay. I was gonna say I don't like that they didn't spawn in there, but they did spawn in.
All units.
It's like, oh, it's the special tank unit. I thought that was a Mantis, but apparently not.
Chopper ready.
I think
All units.
maybe in a minute we just win then. I want to sort of see, just to like test it out, if I can get a base
All units.
in these. Oh, that's some fellas over there.
All units.
Pulling.
We should vampires.
All units.
We obey. Vampire ready.
I think maybe this might crash the game if this is why the recording ends. No, it might crash when the 30 seconds is up. If this doesn't end the game,
One line.
it might crash right now. No. Okay, so you have a very, very specific window that you have to build the base in.
All units.
You got it.
Which is
All
kind of
units.
interesting, I guess.
Keep
Though
up.
you have at the top, I tried to fucking pan the camera to like circle it, but the top where it says next wave, when that says next set, you get a minute, I think, or 90 seconds. So you get enough time.
Generator complete. All units.
You know, that's when you have enough time to actually
Ready to
like build a new base. And so you can expand, you just have to do it very specifically and at the right time. Which I feel might be
Engineer ready. All units.
I don't know the word. I don't want to say
All units. Base
a
under
bug.
attack.
It feels
Engineer ready.
I don't know if I'd call it like an oversight or something like that, but like a
All units.
feels like maybe not intentional. Right? It
Engineer ready.
just kind of feels like a really strange
Turret complete.
oh, for fuck's sake. Oh well, goodbye engineers. It just feels like a really strange condition to have,
Enemy engagement.
because like
Engineer ready. Local units.
why would you limit it to having those 90 seconds? Why would you not just have it?
Focus. Prepare.
I think that it just works better on
All units. Turret
Judgment Edition, where it's like, oh, you get like a certain period, and if you don't claim the base within that time,
Turret improved. Turret improved.
You know what I mean? If you don't claim a base within the right time, then you just lose it. But other than that, there's no
Engineer ready.
real like limit
Local units.
to the time. You just kind of do whatever, and you make sure that you like actually claim the base when you take it. You make sure you claim it and shit like that, rather than just
Engineer ready.
I don't know, because it does kind of force you to do fucking retarded setups like that. And also we won anyway. I wonder if you could. I wonder what happens if you take all of them. But just one lonely medic for some fucking reason. Yeah, I wonder what happens if you take all of them. Because what? That looks like some sentinel units and some. I think those are flood units. Is that maybe why the game randomly had lag spikes? Or is this like a debug issue type thing? I'm not sure. What do we reckon? It's gonna be terrible compared to the UNSC. Yeah. It's not bad, all things considered, you know. It is a 1-to-7 ratio, but I'm sure the UNSC one we had like half of the losses, and obviously the main reason for that is because our anti-air is much squishier, our anti-vehicle is much squishier. We're building engineers. I'm sure we probably lost, I would say, a quarter of our losses are probably going to be engineers. Yeah. I mean, a quarter, a sixth, close enough. A lot of brutes, a lot of hunters that we lost. But you see what I mean? Out of everything that we built, it's mostly infantry, and that's just kind of because that's kind of what the Covenant does. It is kind of encouraging you to make infantry, as well as this game mode just in general. Both this and the Judgment Edition do kind of force you into going for that whole first play, but maybe we could not do that. But at the same time, I don't know. As I say, this does, say pre-release build, alpha build, balance may be completely off, and to expect issues. So, it's kind of hard to judge, but at the same time, this game is old, and realistically, I'm surprised that any new mods get released, let alone, what I mean, like, for a game this old, mods getting like new ones, and they're getting updated too. It does feel kind of strange, but at the same time, it is. I don't know. Do I want to call it my favorite RTS game? Probably. As much as I like modded Empire at War, it it feels like a game from the early 2000s, and this, I don't know, the problem with Empire at War is that so many of the mods remove sort of any real feedback or agency, if that makes sense. It just kind of feels, I don't know, it feels like, oh, you build all the things and then you send them to another planet and you press Control A and you click on the enemy base, and that's kind of as far as it goes. It kind of, like the modded ones, I'm talking about, not the base game. The base game, you know, it does have that kind of very light strategy of like, it's just fucking rock, paper, scissors. But then the modded versions, which are actually interesting, I don't know, it's kind of like rock, paper, scissors, gun, water pistol, tank, you know what I mean, where it's just like, there's so many things, and it's like, I'm just gonna build a load of capital ships and bombers and a few like frigates for anti-fire stuff, and I'm just gonna issue a broad move command, and that's it. Whereas this game, you know, it just feels a bit more like there's something there. It did come out, you know, like best part of a decade later, so there is something to that. But I would say this is my favorite RTS game. I mean, I don't know, because the thing is, it's kind of hard to sort of separate. Like, is my favorite strategy game including issues with it? Is, like, how'd you phrase it? Like, if I'm considering what my favorite strategy game is, am I considering the hours upon hours that I don't play it and have to bug fix all of the mods? Or am I just considering the time that I'm actually playing the game? And I would say, I don't know, I really enjoy Humankind. And I think that it's a better game than Civ. But the fact that the errors and like the logging is so abysmal, the fact that there are still, even in the base game, there are still completely game breaking and random bugs that will just completely hard brick a save, and you have to like load back 10 turns in the autosave just to try and fix it, and even then sometimes it doesn't work, and that happens in the base game, admittedly rarely nowadays at least, but the fact that it can still happen and that it happens incredibly frequently in modded games, it kind of means like, I don't know if I can really call that my favorite. You know what I mean? But when it works, I would say, like yesterday, I was playing on the highest difficulty, because some of the mods are not very balanced well, and I was just I set all the generation settings to just completely random, and I got like smallest map, like 2v2 map for 3 people, and the territories is the largest size I think it was. And my god, trying to fight against those AIs on the hardest difficulty was not fun. And then you kind of get that like really good feeling when you do beat them, and when you do manage to like push them back and you just conquer the entire, you know, absolutely minuscule map. That Christ, that was probably one of my favorite games I've played, at least with this mod suite. But Civ 6, man, the base game is just kind of shit. And the fact that, like, how'd you put it? The base game of Civ 5 was also shit. And it took forever for the DLCs to make it into an actual good game. The problem is when you go from, I don't know, because Civ 6 as a base game is not as enjoyable as Civ 5 with all the DLC. But at the same time, the DLC is kind of mid for Civ 6. It's just kind of boring. But then you have mods which make it good. But the mods are, the logging for them is absolutely abysmal. And I hate it. And that's the main reason why I don't play Civ 6, is the fact that modding errors, the error screen it just gives you is, yeah, something went wrong, we disabled all the mods, try re-enabling them and just have better luck next time, lol, fuck you. It's just like, I don't want to play a game like that. And so, I think this might be my favourite strategy game. Just because if I have to include, like, if I have to actually consider it and say, like, yeah, I can't say Civ 6 or Humankind because Jesus Christ, they're so buggy and the mod support is terrible, then I do kind of have to say that it's between this or Empire at War, and I've already said that, you know, if this is my favourite RTS game over Empire at War, then it has to be my favourite strategy game in general, I guess. So,